Experience Karen Hunter
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
By its adoption of House Resolution 189, the House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured, that Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and that Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. The House has come to order. The House has come to order. What's that?
Okay, so what you're hearing is Mike Johnson call officially for the censure of Representative Al Green, who stood up during the president's address this week with his cane, and he interrupted because he said it was lying. You don't have a mandate. My people need their Medicaid and Medicare. You, sir, are not representing my folk. And they escorted him out. And today he was censured. 10 Democrats voted to also censure him. And one would ask, what is a censure? Well, in the House of Representatives, a censure is essentially a form of public humiliation. I don't know if he was humiliated. I didn't feel humiliation on his behalf. I don't know who gets to determine what's humiliating. As Speaker of the House reads out the resolution, which you heard, rebuking a member for a specified misconduct. I'm going to sit on the misconduct part, because I'm old enough to remember Joe Wilson yell, "You lie." I'm old enough to remember Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, she of the public display of sexual deviance, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has always shown her feet for some reason, as if she can't see what they look like. That's a public, to me, that's misconduct. That's aggrieved, egregious. Censure is a public reprimand for a public official or political party representative for inappropriate conduct. And so he was censured. 10 Democrats also. Now, Al Green voted present. He didn't vote to censure himself or not, as did Shamari Figures from Alabama, Democrat, newly elected to the House. 10 Democrats, Amy Barra from California, Democrat, Ed Case, Democrat from Hawaii, Jim Costa, Democrat from California, Laura Gillen, Democrat from New York, Jim Hines, Democrat from Connecticut, Chrissy Houlihan, Democrat from Pennsylvania, Marcy Kaptur, Kaptur, you should know if you live in Ohio who she is, voted to censure Al Green. Jared Moskowitz from Florida, Democrat, Mary Glusenkamp, Glusenkamp, in case you need to know, Glusenkamp Perez, Democrat from Washington State. Tom Suozzi from New York. We may know him, those of you who were following George Santos after he disgracefully left the House. They never censured him, not one time, by the way. That should be embarrassing, but the Republicans don't do that. They don't do that. Tom Suozzi, who's a Democrat, who took George Santos' seat, voted to censure Al Green. Amber Cabral is here, 866-801-8255. Thoughts and prayers. How do you feel about this?
Oh my God, it's the 10 Democrats for me. I in a moment where there is not enough demonstration of democracy from the Democrats, in that moment, you choose to exercise your skill by censuring a man who told the truth. I felt similarly. I'm like, okay, so y'all, quote unquote, it's the equivalent of, like, I guess, yelling shame at someone in public, basically. So big deal. But like, also the fact that because of how ridiculous it is for you to feel the need to align yourself. And then I think, I don't remember which person said this, but one of those folks basically came back around and was like, well, I have reverence for the office of the president, even though I don't, care about Donald Trump. But I'm like, I'm very confused about this level of fury when y'all are not saying anything about any of the other things. Like, where's the energy for that is where I'm lost. You felt real big and compelled to penalize one of your own people who are on your side, but you don't have no energy for all the stuff that is unfolding before us. Miss me. I can't with it. It's ridiculous.
So I had to, I'm a responsible person. So I want to be fair and balanced in the way I assess these things. I've been called names and things, and I'm in bed with the Democrats. No, I'm in bed with people that I love, that I want resources for. So I'm going to always fight for that. But we are not in normal times. In the office of the president, the presidency is defiled by a man that was convicted 34 times and was on his way to jail. That disqualifies. I think anything that comes next in the past 3 weeks of his presidency, all the executive orders that have threatened my mama and your mama's Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, fired tens of thousands of people who did a good job, not people who were malfeasant or corrupt, but just because they were slashing people who controlled the air that they needed, the nuclear folk. They just firing folk. This has been, to me,
firing and rehiring, by the way. So
trying to rehire because they realized
rehiring, like, repeatedly. There's one person I personally know who got 5 emails. 5. 3 were fired, 2 were hired over the course of 2 days. Like, please.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear some conversation about that.
Yes. So Al Green standing up, shaking his cane at a situation when this is not normal, and we need some representation because we, the people, are the ones that are supposed to have the voice. We send people to represent us, including the president. Mm-hmm. And there was no mandate. He didn't get 50% of the vote. No. He got 40. He did not get the majority of the vote. So what are we talking? 90 million people sat home. It's y'all's fault too, okay? But here we are, and I don't know where normal is. Charles Barkley saying, you should respect the office of the presidency. When? He doesn't respect the office of the presidency. That man had secret documents in the bathroom at Mar-a-Lago and got reelected and is bringing the documents back to Mar-a-Lago that were, y'all really? Is this the hill y'all gonna stand on? Not just the 10 of you, but the people singing "We Shall Overcome." The ones that took a knee with kente cloth, stop performing and work. God, I can't believe we're here, Amber.
I would just like that. I would like more work. I would like to see more. I would like less signage. I would like less performative, snarky back and forth
clapbacks.
The female members of the chamber. I could do without that. I would like some executable, pointed, assertive, lawmaking and challenging. That's what I would like. That's what I voted for. I don't know what we are doing now. I could do without most of it.
Introducing a new podcast. Karen Hunter is awesome.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. So check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
Karen Hunter is awesome. A new podcast from Karen Hunter.